All right,
Yeah.
cut the chatter, please. All right, this is number 4 from your homework. So the first thing you want to do is get your y's by themselves for both equations. Okay, and then with that practice for those 2 problems that we started here for practice today or for warm up, this number tells us the what? Y-intercept, right? That's where our graph starts. That number on the y-intercept. So there's the -1 right there. What's this number tell us? Right, slope, right? Which is rise over run. Rise is up and down, and run is right and left. Okay? Up is positive, down is negative. Right is positive, and left is negative on the run. Correct? Okay. We all understand that? So since we got a whole number here, +3, to make it a fraction, a rise and a run, just put it over 1. So any whole numbers in front of x, put over 1, then you know your rise and run when you want to graph. So from this point, this black point, I went up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And 1, 2, 3 over 1, and kept doing it. If you do 2 negatives, what do you get? Positive, right? So if you want to go down 3 and left 1, you'll be on the same line. And then you want to, when you do graphing method, you want to use a straight edge so your lines are really straight. That way you'll find the right spot where they meet. So there's the first one. We'll put a little blue check by it since I got blue around it. And then the red one over here, we subtracted 3x. That's all we had to do to get y by itself. So +1 was our y-intercept. So there's the red dot for +1. And then I went down 3, 1, 2, 3, and right 1. Because I had a -3 for rise. If you wanted to, you could have gone +3 rise, then -1 for the run to get your negative. Negative slopes will always be slanted like this. Left to right, it'll be going down. Positive slopes will always be like this, okay? So this one's hard to tell what number the x value is. The y value you can tell is 0, right? The x value is hard to tell. Because, you know, maybe that's a half if you're a little bit off, or maybe it's 0.25, a fourth, instead of a third, okay? So for this problem, the graphing method might not be the most efficient because if you're not really accurate on your lines and making your points, you might be a little bit off because it's not on one of these little corners that you can tell exactly what the x and y value is. That makes sense what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's number 4 there, just showing you. Okay, any other first 4? We're good on graphing? Now we're going to practice graphing some more today in class. Okay? Numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8, we were supposed to use substitution method. That's when you get one of the variables alone. Okay? To start. So for number 5, they already had y by itself, right? So all you got to do is substitute 1 minus x in for y in the second equation. So you'd have -2x plus 1 minus x equals 4. When you solve it, you get -1, 2. Number 6, they already got x by itself, so substitute y plus 3 next to the 5. And then solve for y, and you get 1, -2. For number 7, get one of the y's alone. It doesn't matter which one. And then substitute into the other equation. You should get 8 and 19. Then number 8, get the x alone on the top equation. because it's the only one that has no number in front. Those are the ones you want to get alone. Variables without numbers in front. We call those numbers coefficients. That way you don't have to do any division and you don't get any fractions. Now, if they all have a number in front, then you just take your pick. Jared.
Can we go over number 8?
Sure. So we got x minus 2y equals -3 and 7x. Okay, so since this has no number in front, no coefficient, I'm just going to add 2y and get that x by itself. That's the easiest thing, easiest variable to get by itself. Then you're going to take this and put it in the other equation for x. It's got to go in the other equation when you do the substitution.
So it doesn't matter if y or x is by itself, if one of them has to be.
Yes. Okay, but the easiest one in this problem to get alone is that x. Okay. So then I'm going to go 7 instead of x. I'm going to put 2y minus 3. That's the substitution. And then I'll distribute the 7. I'll add 21 because I want to get y, figure out what y is. What's 14y minus 2y? 12y. And then 15 and 21 is 36. Divide by 12, and y is 3. Then what I'll do is I'll put 3 right there. 6 minus 3 is 3. So our answer is 3, 3. If I were to graph those two lines, they would meet, they would cross at 3, 3.
So why did you subtract 2y to 14?
Because 14y minus 2y, they're on the same side of the equal sign, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't do anything different. Only when I go to the other side do I do the opposite, right? Okay. We good on substitution? Okay, elimination. Number 9 is 2, 1. All you got to do is add the two equations right away. The x's will be eliminated. Number 10 is 1, 1. I multiplied the top equation by 4 and eliminated the x's by subtraction. Number 11, I multiplied the top equation by 5 and subtracted to eliminate the x's again and got 3, -1. And then number 12, I multiplied the top equation by 2, and when I was done, I got 0 equals -20. Is that true or false?
False.
False, right? So that means there's no solution. That'll happen sometimes where your x's and your y's will both be eliminated. So if you get a false statement like I got, there's no solution. If you get a true statement, then there's an infinite number of solutions. Jared?
Can we go over number 9?
We can do that. All right, so we have, when you do elimination, make sure your x's and your y's are on the left, equals your constant on the right, and then both equations that way. Line up your x's, your y's, and everything, because you're going to end up adding or subtracting. All right? Now, when I do elimination, I want to look, the first thing I look for is to see if any of the coefficients are the same for the variables. So for the variable x, I got the same number, 2 in front. Signs are different. That means I'm going to have to add the two equations. When the signs are different, you add the two equations of the variable that you're eliminating. If the signs are the same, I told you S for same, S for subtract, right, on Friday? So since these were already the same, I didn't multiply the bottom by 2. Like some of you might have multiplied the bottom by 2 so the y's were the same. That's okay, that's just an extra step, that's all. So when I add these, negative 2 plus 2 cancel each other out. 2y plus 1y is 3y. And then negative 2 plus 5 is 3. When you divide by 3, you get y is 1. And then you substitute 1 either in top or bottom equation. Doesn't matter. I'll just do the bottom one. So it's 2x instead of y. I'm going to put a 1 and then solve for x. So we get 2, 1. That's elimination. Any others you want me to go over?
I don't know if you can like multiply a number, like, how do you do that? Like multiply it, or it's like,
Well, if we look at number 12, or look at 10, I guess I already did 10. Okay, these were different. So I guess on this one I multiplied the bottom by 4 to get the y's to be the same.
you know, how are you like allowed to do that?
As long as I do multiply by every term, it's okay. I'm not really changing it, right? So make sure you multiply the 5, the y, and the 4x by 4. You're okay. You're not really changing the problem. Any other questions? So it's up to you. It's your choice on which one you want to eliminate. I always look to see if I can eliminate right away, like the first one there, number 8. Or I'm sorry, 9. Okay, so you should be able to solve a system by graphing, by substitution elimination. That's algebra 1 stuff. Okay? Going over those has helped. Okay. All right, let's go back, get out that graphing sheet that you started with, please. And do numbers 3 and 4, please. You already did. Oh, we didn't go over them yet, did we? All right, let's go over them. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so y is by itself in both. So negative 3 is my y-intercept. So there's the y-intercept. My slope is 2, which I can write as 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 and write 1, positive numbers. And then connect, and there's my line. Jared?
Is there ever gonna like also like down some feel like they like a little bit even?
Yeah, you can go down 2. Basically, all you need is 2 points, right? And you got them. This one, 2, is our y-intercept. And our slope is negative 3. So rise of negative 3 is down 3. And then positive 1, right 1. If you wanted to make it 3 over negative 1, that's the same thing. You could go up 3, positive, and then left 1 for the negative. You're still on the same line. You guys see that? Questions? Okay. Try 3 and 4, please. As long as you participate in class today doing these, I'll give you a 5 like homework. Okay? So this is your homework, doing work in class. I'm not assigning you a homework assignment. Yes. Doesn't matter. Just one, but at least one. Only one.
Only one of them is negative. When it's a negative slope, only one of them is negative. So it's that one.
Nobody can say no.
Did you see this now? Okay, so from here, what'd you do? Okay, so that's -2, right? Yeah, go right, make only one of them. Doesn't matter which one, just one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Try to tell me I'm wrong.
I do that with Georgia.
Yeah, Why do I not?
No.
Yes.
You pick.
I don't know, it seems like.
Why don't you use my
I'm not the best at math, I'm more of a music person. Guess I'm used to getting kind of math. Are we supposed to be working on the back or just?
All right. Where do we start? Number 3, Andrew.
You go to -5 for the y-intercept.
Right there, right? Good. Then what?
Then, you go up 1 and then to the right 2.
Good. You can do that a couple times if you want. So it should be down there, positive slope, right? Any question on that one? Piper, where'd you start on number 4?
I started at the number 4 on the line.
This one, right there, that 4? On one, the Y? Yeah, because it's the y-intercept, right?
Yeah, and then I went down 2 and then to the right 3.
Good. So it's out front, like that. Still means only one of them is negative, okay? That fraction, this one, and that one, they're all the same fraction. You guys okay with that? Understand that? So if you wanted to, you could use this one. You go up 2, and then you go left 3. The dot would be over here. You're still on the same line. Does that make sense? Okay, so remember, negative slope, like this, okay? All right, try 5 and 6, please. That's number 6. I missed it. Yeah.
Is it a straight line of points?
I don't know what.
What's given? Giving you the problem. Never mind, I don't know.
Yeah, we could switch the spots. I got stuck on that.
What are you talking for? Jared,
I
you gotta
wouldn't
shut
know
up.
if there was a y-intercept with the You're right. I was gonna gain something right enough, but what the hell would this slope be? 1, 1 or 2? Well, there's no negative slope, it's just plain There's probably an answer.
So it's gonna be homework.
That sounds like food.
That was it. That was pretty good.
That was
No, you're back. I just got onto it.
Maybe that problem was bigger. Pretty long. You guys are number 6. Okay.
I would suggest just
I don't-
automatic.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That would be
Negative X, negative X. Yeah, it is. Make it an equation. Y equals negative X plus 4. Subtract the X from the dead side. You did it wrong. Trying to tell me I didn't do it wrong. What are you talking about? Don't tell me I didn't do it wrong. Ever again. Ever again. No, I didn't do it wrong. You just did that wrong.
All right, here we go. You guys are doing a good job. First of all, what do we got to do here?
Subtract X.
Subtract X. Looks like this, right? What's the slope then?
-1
Right? Even though we don't write the 1, it's there. Correct? You all understand that, right? Okay. So from 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, again, on the y-axis, we're going to go down 1 and right. Questions? Okay, on this one. What's missing?
That's one.
X, right? So if I wanted to put an X in there, what number's in front of it?
1.
No, 0. Because it's not there, it's like there's no X's, right? 0 X's. Okay? So my y-intercept, you guys were there, but what's the slope? Right? So rise 0 and run 1. Rise 0 and run 1. What kind of line's that? Don't tell me straight. They're all straight. Horizontal, yes. These are all supposed to be straight lines, right? The slope is 0 like for horizontal. If you get a problem that says x equals, let's say, -2, basically what this is saying is y is always 3. So what's this point right here? What's the 2 points? Or 2 coordinates? -3, 3, right? What's this point? Coordinates? 2, 3, right? That's just telling you that the y is always 3. This is telling you that x is always 3. I'm sorry. X is always -2. Okay? So no matter what point I want, the x value is always -2. So where is -2, 1? There. -2, -3. So what kind of line is that going to be?
Vertical.
Vertical. That's when the slope is undefined. Okay? So when you see an equation of a line that you have to graph, and it's just x, like this, x equals some number, right, Manny? It's vertical. When you see an equation line, there's no x in it, and just y equals some number, like this one, y equals 3, it's horizontal through that number. Okay? All right, 7 and 8. Where'd it go? Just died on the line. Really? All right, let's see if we can start it back up. Oh, I hope I,
The negative y, you're gonna get y equals 2x minus 3. I think,
what is this?
You just can't make the y.
I never had a negative 0. It never existed.
It's not it either.
Main was it. So what I
You
did,
add one to all numbers.
I took 2x.
Can't
to
find
the
it.
other side. I had negative y, 3 minus 2x. 3 minus 2x, we have negative y, it's a negative 1.
Why didn't you put the negative 2x in front of the plus 3?
That's because I'm doing that later. It doesn't need to be that I've got twice how you're done because it's on the correct side. Then you get y equals 2x minus 3 because you turn that negative 2 into a positive 2 and then do this side.
You guys are confusing
Oh
me.
wait,
I thought I had it, but I don't know.
division, isn't it? Negative divided by negative positive.
Where'd you get the number? If you
Because you're dividing by a negative 1.
If you put the negative 2x plus 3 already, you can already get that plus 1 over it, and then get y equals negative 1 over 1 plus 3.
Okay, come over here. I'm gonna explain to you what I did because I can't explain to you what I did. Here's what I did. Now, this is a little janky, but I'm pretty sure I did it right, okay? So, look, negative y equals my 2. I know it's not exactly how you divide, but I did this. Divide by negative 1.
You're not, dude. You're not gonna.
Just put the negative on the other side.
have a clue.
I hit you. I wasn't aiming for your face.
It's on the opposite side, so it's negative 1y. If you're dividing by negative 1. The 1 is in the negative y.
Book them all.
It doesn't make a difference where you put it, it's on the other side. Negative could be negative 2 plus 3, but I didn't write it that way, I did 3 minus 2x. There's maybe wrong with the right? And then, look, I did 2 steps, 1.
Didn't ask you to, did I?
Okay, this is no longer a negative.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
I did my it's not
All right.
multiply and divide it. There's division.
Hey, you guys are doing a good job of trying to help each other out. That's great.
Multiplication on that side, you bring it
Here we go.
It makes perfect sense.
When I get y by itself here, I'll have, when I subtract the 2x for the first step, you guys with me? Now, what number's there? Negative 1. We don't like it to be negative y equals. We want it y equals, right? Oh, I did. Sorry. Should be plus 3, right?
I think it's a plus 3.
It's plus, because it was positive, right? Yeah, it's positive right there. All right, so here, I have to divide by negative 1. Okay? So we will have a negative 3 once we get y. Positive y.
One step ahead.
Yep, you were. Thanks for telling me about the equal sign. All right, so we okay with this now? So remember that that negative sign is still there when you move that 2x over. Sometimes we forget that. Okay? So negative 3 is our y-intercept. Our slope is up 2 and over 1. We good?
Yeah.
Question. Okay, on this one, when I subtract 2x, it's negative 2x plus 8. And then I'm going to divide by positive 4. all three of them, right? What's that reduced to? Oh, time to go. Good job today. -1/2. Yes.
When I get boosted up because I didn't reduce it.
No, it still would work, right?
I'm a what?
You know how they say your opinion is invalid.
I told you so.